Israel Adesanya, the last stylebender versus Nassourdine, the sniper Imavov, goes down this weekend at UFC Saudi Arabia, UFC Saudi Arabia. And this is do or die for Israel Adesanya. Because he's already lost 2 fights in a row, okay? And if he loses this third win in a row, then he's done, son. Like, Adesanya might be cooked. Like, him losing this fight, it might mean that he's washed up, for all we know. Yeah, it would just suck, because I feel like Israel Adesanya, prime for prime, is the better fighter than Nassourdine Imavov. I feel like this fight is just all going to come down to Israel Adesanya. Now, of course, I acknowledge that Nassourdine Imavov is a very good fighter. He's got a good streak going. He's 3 fights in a row, 3 wins in a row since losing to Sean Strickland. Since Izzy lost to Strickland, he lost to DDP right after. And he's got a pretty decent record, 15-4. He's young, 29 years old, and he is improving. He's a very well-rounded fighter. He is a good striker, but he's got a good clinch game, a good grappling game. He does have a very smothering pressure style as well. He's very durable. And I'm not going to sit here and act like, he's not a dangerous fighter. He's got 6 wins by, knockout, 4 wins by submission, 5 by decision. But, Israel Adesanya has more wins by KO. Overall, more finishes. I hope I don't get copyrighted for the Gladiator ad footage. But yeah, Adesanya has way more experience than Nassourdine Imavov, not just in MMA, but across multiple different combat sports like kickboxing, boxing. He fought in Glory. So I think on a good day, Israel Adesanya should be better on the feet than Imavov. Izzy on his best day has the speed advantage. I think Adesanya always kind of struggled with his boxing, but of all people, I don't see a guy like Imavov being able to exploit that boxing weakness of Adesanya, because I don't think Imavov has that good of boxing either. And overall, I think Izzy's the better kickboxer, and Israel Adesanya has very good takedown defense, and Imavov, I don't think, has the level of grappling offense that Adricus du Plessis does to really threaten Izzy in that department, or to really be able to force Israel Adesanya on the ground like that. And even if he does take him down, I don't really see him being able to maintain enough control to where he's able to actually work his way into a submission or get a ground and pound finish. And overall, I don't think Imavov is as dangerous as Israel Adesanya's last 3 opponents. Nowhere near as dangerous or as good as Alex Pereira or even Sean Strickland, who owned both these guys. And I don't think he's as dangerous as Adricus du Plessis. However, we've seen this time and time again in MMA. That doesn't always necessarily mean anything. And the fact that Israel Adesanya has lost to Strickland and DDP, that does scare me going into this matchup with Imavov, because literally anything goes. Israel Adesanya could lose this fight. And Adesanya had the most unsuspected downfall ever after he avenged the loss to Poatan, where he knocked him out. And he's the only man in the UFC to beat Pereira, by the way. I did not see this guy losing his first defense afterwards to Sean Strickland and then losing to Dricus du Plessis afterwards. I knew that Dricus and Sean were potential future opponents for Adesanya, but I thought these guys would be like 2 title defenses for Izzy on his 2nd title reign. I didn't think these men would be part of Israel Adesanya's downfall of his career. So Israel Adesanya cannot afford to lose going into this fight. I think he's due for a win, and he needs to win. He's never lost more than 2 fights in a row in any combat sport. So like I said, if he loses this one, he's cooked. And again, I did not see this man falling off a cliff after he slayed Poatan. But I guess Israel Adesanya must have sold his soul to get that win over Alex. It's like he used up the last of his prime to finally defeat Pereira, but it costed him the rest of his career. Because I just remember thinking when he knocked out Pereira, I'm like, this dude is going to continue dominating the rest of the middleweight division. And it's probably going to get to the point where we're going to be talking about this guy going back up to light heavyweight. And we might see a Pereira trilogy up at 205, which would have been dope. But I had a feeling that wasn't going to happen, that somehow it would get spoiled one way or another. But my overall prediction in this fight, I'm going to go with Israel Adesanya. Screw it, okay? I'm a ride or die Israel Adesanya fan. I'm always picking this guy to win. I picked him to beat Strickland and DDP. I picked him to win the first Pereira fight at UFC 281. And it's funny, the one time I didn't have faith in Israel Adesanya, it was the Pereira fourth fight. I'm like, yeah, this guy's losing for sure. He's already lost him 3 times. He's going to lose the 4th time. And then sure enough, he pleasantly surprises me and he knocks Pereira the F out. And then I think he's unstoppable and no one can touch him. And now he's losing he's went from beating Poatan, who's pound for pound top 3, to now losing to Strickland and Dricus du Plessis. I mean, that just shows how unpredictable the sport of MMA is. So, I don't know, maybe by having faith in Adesanya and picking him again despite him losing his last 2, I might jinx it and maybe he's going to lose again. I might be wrong picking him again. But I'm giving Adesanya one more chance, okay? This is Adesanya's last chance to prove me right, because if he loses to Nassourdine Imavov and he doesn't retire, which he should, I'm never picking this guy to win a fight ever again. But I think Izzy knows his back is against the wall. He knows he needs to win. And he looked really good against the champion Dricus du Plessis. Now, I understand styles make fights. But I think if Israel Adesanya can come back and perform anywhere near the level that he performed at UFC 305 when he fought for the title against DDP, I think that version of Israel Adesanya should be able to defeat Imavov, and I'm going to say that Israel Adesanya will win this fight by decision. It probably won't be the most entertaining fight. It might be another one of those, boring 5-round Israel Adesanya jab and leg kick decisions that usually happen. But as long as Israel Adesanya wins, that's the most important part. But we'll see. I mean, I hope Israel Adesanya comes back and sparks this fool. But Imavov is tough. He's durable. I think most of this fight's going to be Israel Adesanya outstriking him at range, where Imavov sort of explodes forward in a few moments, where he gets Izzy against the cage, dirty boxes him a little bit, but can't do much damage. And then Israel's able to get off the cage and then just continue to outstrike him at range, show his experience, his IQ. I think it's a close fight. But I'm going to edge this one to the last style bender. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who do you guys got winning? Can Israel Adesanya get back in the win column, or is he permanently damned? Like and subscribe, and peace out.